Peace, 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 family. Welcome to another Post-Maafa Reconstruction. I'm the host here, Tahuti Forever. I am the architect of MelaNation. Miss Lizzie, please introduce yourself. Miss Lizzie, are you able to hear me, Miss Lizzie?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm off right now.
Well, now you're back on.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Are you on?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, wait. I apologize. I signed off and trying to get back in. You can hear me
Nope.
now, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, come on down.
Go ahead and
Come
introduce
on
yourself, Miss
down.
Lizzie.
Okay, dokie. This is Lizzie Woody. What's up, Black Arizona? What's up, Black America? MelaNation App. That's my line there. I'm the public relations person for MelaNation, and we're here to welcome the community to MelaNation because we have a lot to do between now and next year. So stay tuned. That's Liz.
Ashe. Miss Janvier,
Yes.
Yes.
I am Marjorie.
I am Marjorie, and I'm okay.
I am not sure why this is echoing like that. We've never had this issue prior.
I heard me talking back.
Heard me talking back to me.
Should I sign out and come back?
Should I sign out and come back?
Yes, let's try that. Meanwhile, let me go ahead and introduce the audience.
To
Hmm,
hmm,
we are definitely
we
having
are definitely having technical difficulty today.
Miss Lizzie. You're very
Miss Lizzie, you're very
clear.
clear.
Okay. Good. I was on mute, so maybe that was the reason.
Okay, Miss John.
Okay, Miss Janvier, please introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm back. I'm Marjorie MJ Janvier. Don't forget the MJ. I'm a comedian. I am also not acting. I am the
Project
Project
manager.
manager.
thank you, because sometimes I forget what it is. But yeah, I'm the project manager
This
for
is Black Wednesday.
and I am a co-host for the Post-Maafa Reconstruction that we're doing right now. I am the co-host, and I am so happy. I'm elated to be here to have this conversation with our guest speaker today, and it's going to be so wonderful. So you guys don't go away. Stay right here.
Miss Janvier,
Miss Janvier, if you can go
share
share
the
the
website,
website, and I'll see if I can
fix my
fix
audio.
my audio.
Share the website, MelaNation. I have it up. I'm sharing it. Somebody needs to bring it in.
Hit the share
Hit
button.
the share button again.
When you went out,
When we went out, we lost.
Oh, I lost. You lost it. Okay. Let me try it again.
Hey y'all,
Hey y'all,
you still have a delay, my
you have a
brother,
delay, my brother,
and there is a
and there is a
buzzing.
buzzing sound.
Yeah, we're going to try to
Yeah, we're
address
going to try to
those.
address those issues.
There you go. It just stopped.
It did. Okay, I'm sharing now. You got it?
Yes, one moment. It looks like your share might have went away.
Really?
So how's my
Well,
sound
let
now?
me do. No echo. Perfect.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Share that one more time.
Okay. Okay, there it is.
Okay, I see it again.
Okay.
All right. So since I don't have the echo, we can go ahead and continue as normal. I'm going to share your presentation in a moment, Ms. Janvier.
Okay.
That being said, sorry about the delay. Hopefully we have things situated now. Want to tell our audience here that we're here. The name of our company is MelaNation, and we are here to uplift the Black community. We're here to communicate the project that we have going forward. We have a super app coming out September 15th of 2027. This app is designed for Black economics. We do have Michael Moss, PhD. He's a mental health counselor. We're going to be interviewing him during the MelaNomics segment. He does have a book on Black economics. So we're very excited to have you here, my brother Moss.
Yes, thank you.
What we'll do now is let me go ahead and share first our contact information.
I don't hear anything. No one's there. So everyone that is listening and can hear me, I'm going to go ahead to the presentation for MelaNation because that's what we're all about here. Now, every MelaNation starts with you. This is the app and the attractions that you're going to find on the app. See, Mela Community is a powerful all-in-one platform designed to connect, empower, and elevate the global melanated community. From networking and business growth to content, events, and opportunities, everything lives in one ecosystem. Another section on the MelaNation app is, well, why, MelaNation is a community. We call it Mela Community, and it's built for the community. It is powered by opportunity. Mela Community is not just another social app. It's a digital nation where culture, commerce, and collaboration come together. Whether you're a creator, entrepreneur, professional, or a community leader, this is your home. Mela News is another section on the MelaNation app, which will be released in 2027. You got to be there. And you get previews of it right now if you're following. So make sure you follow. So the next section is called Mela News. Mela News is a Post-Maafa Reconstruction instrument. The Post-Maafa Reconstruction phase begins with narrative sovereignty. After centuries of displacement, extraction, and distortion, our first responsibility is to reclaim the power to define reality for ourselves. Reconstruction cannot occur while our stories are being told by outsiders, filtered through hostile systems, or reduced to status. A people disconnected from their own narrative cannot coordinate their future. Now we have another section. There are so many pages to this app. There's over 400 pages. But we have a section for the delegates. And let me tell you about those guys. It could be you. Oh. Okay, my computer's doing what it wants to do. Okay, MelaNation is a digital representation of the conscious community, placing the fate of the community back into the hands of the community itself. To achieve this, MelaNation is governed by a committee of delegates chosen directly by the people. Leadership is not appointed from above or concentrated in isolation. Delegates are selected through collective decision-making, funded and staffed by the community, and empowered only to the extent that they produce measurable positive impact. And we also have movies. We utilize entertainment as a strategic gateway to reach the community at large. Culture draws us in, but consciousness keeps us together. Through shared stories, music, and creativity, we gather the people, transforming attention into alignment and participation into purpose. Galvanizing the community is not a slogan, it's the mechanism of empowerment. So welcome, welcome, welcome to the MelaNation app. And I hope you're going to join us in 2027 when we go live.
Ashe, ashe, ashe. Yeah, it looks like I had an issue with my internet server for a while, but it looks like it's back up and running.
Well, that's good. Glad to have you back with us.
Yes, indeed. I don't have the information that I had prepared anymore, but I'll go ahead and go over to our prototype. One moment here. So this is our prototype. This app here is coming out September 15th of 2027. On the front screen, what you'll see is the MelaNews segment. Now, what you've heard is the importance of the MelaNews segment. The news segment allows us to create our own narratives to explain ourselves from an Afro-centered position. The app has over 400 pages of state-of-the-art features. Below this news segment, let me know if you guys can see the screen actually moving when I adjust it. Let me see. Can you see this screen moving left to right?
I do.
Okay, great.
Yes.
All right, so here you'll see the slide bar. The slide bar does show different features that we have available. Below that, you'll see our Mela TV, where you can create your own videos, and you can also stream movies directly to your television. So the app is downloadable to Android, Apple, and to the television. The section here where you see high listed profiles, this is for users, the average user who's done something exceptional in Black excellence. We will choose them to spotlight their profile and explain exactly what they did that give them the high listed profile status. Below that here, what you'll see is the delegates. Now, Ms. Janvier did read off what delegates actually are. The delegates are selected by our users, and they're in office for 12 months. As long as they maintain a 85% satisfaction rate, then they'll remain in office until that rate drops. So if you scroll the page from left to right, you'll see the rest of the features that we have here. Again, this app is coming out September 15th of 2027.
Right.
So last week we had Asar Imhotep. Oh, actually, no, that's next week. We recorded them over the weekend, but we'll be showing Asar Imhotep next Wednesday, who is a teacher. And the reason why I brought him up is because we have courses that teachers can upload their courses to the app, and they can find students And if you're a student, you can log in as a student and you can learn different lessons. There could be live lessons or pre-recorded lessons. What we're doing is we're putting all of the resources in one location. So when you come on to MelaNation, you can come on to MelaNation for entertainment. You can come on to MelaNation for business purposes. You can come on to MelaNation for education purposes and for employment. We do have a registration for employment. So if you're looking for jobs, you can come onto the job board. You can filter out different jobs in your area. Also, all of these different features will also be located on our virtual map. So that means that if you're looking for Black-owned businesses in a certain town, you can filter that town and filter the type of business you're looking for. If it's a clothing store, a bookstore, if it's a restaurant, you can filter that. And this is powered by Google Maps or Google. It's powered by Google, which means you'll be able to get the destination information while you're driving, and it'll direct you to where you're headed to. Here you'll see events. So if you're looking to go find some entertainment, some type of nightclub, or even if there are social events, let's say there's an educator coming out and he's doing an event, you can find those different events here on this page, filter for those events, as well as jobs. You apply for jobs, you can see the jobs that's nearest you. So everything is integrated onto the Google Maps, the marketplace, the Mela Market. If you're looking for anything particular, you can filter those things on the map and it'll show you which user has something for sale nearest you. We have the family tree that's also on the maps. And the family tree is very important. Let me go over to the family tree here. But as you can see, our maps integrate the other features just so you can see where it is from your location. We also have the dating. So if you're looking for a new relationship, you can go on to MelaNation for the dating. I mean, we have a lot of different reasons for you to come on, but the main thing that we're doing is we're unifying, galvanizing the community. Galvanizing the community is our main purpose, and these are the different tools that we're using in order to do that. So if you
Is it me or
what's that, Miss Lizzie?
what?
I can hear you. Can you hear me, Miss Lizzie? Okay. So we're here to galvanize the community. That way we can uplift the Black community, the melanated community. And we're just giving everyone different reasons to join up and to sign up. Now, the app is free to download, but there are subscriptions for premium users. The subscriptions, when you subscribe, some of those proceeds goes back into the community. So we want you to understand that by subscribing, instead of just using the free version, you're actually helping to strengthen the community, allowing us to invest back into the community.
Exactly.
Right. So you can also, of course, if you have a business, you want to place ads, you can place ads. And let me explain to
Can
you.
everyone hear? I don't hear anything.
I can hear.
I can hear.
I can hear.
Oh, okay. I can't.
That noise.
That noise is back.
Yeah, that noise is Miss Lizzie Woody's microphone. She has sound in the background. So she's muting her phone, her microphone. Yeah, we've had more technical issues this time than we've ever had previously, but we're going to push through. We're going to make it through. We're live. We have a lot of streamings going, and we are 9 minutes away from our MelaNomics segment.
May I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Is this already completed, or are you still developing it?
We are in the
adding
process.
on, or is it already pretty much a done deal?
We are in process of development. We're at a development phase where we basically have all the features listed, and we're working on those features. So it's not a done deal at all.
The reason
right,
I
really-
asked, excuse me for interrupting, but the reason I
But the
asked
reason I asked
is I
is I wanted to know,
do
do you have like a mental health component?
like Black affirmations, inspiration, something like that?
Okay, let's explore that idea. I like that idea. Now,
Can you hear me?
yes, we can hear you, Miss Lizzie. Can you hear us?
Did you hear Michael's question?
I did. I was answering this question now.
Because I can't hear anything.
Is your
I can-
volume up? Well, you can hear Michael. Ms. John Deere, see if you can
And
hear
I'm
me.
going to guess Tahuti is narrating.
Try going out and come back.
Well, that's what I'm going to have to do.
Okay. So I don't know what's going on with StreamYard, and I thought it was originally my my internet server, but it looks like StreamYard is actually having additional problems. But let's get back to the.
It seems to just be with her when she comes on. Other than that, everybody's cool.
Yeah, she definitely has audio issues. I'm not sure if her audio is up or what that situation is, but we'll definitely get that figured out. But let's talk about the ideas that you had, and I appreciate the idea that you brought forth.
Yeah, that's actually my area. My PhD is in family therapy, and I taught psychology at Florida Memorial University for about 15 years and ran the counseling department. And that's really, man, I think like affirmations, mental health hygiene kinds of things, dealing with stress, anxiety, having a place and a space where they can access that, I think is absolutely necessary.
It is.
Okay. I'm trying to formulate the idea. Miss Lizzie, let me I'm trying to formulate the ideas. How would we manifest that idea? Like, what exactly would we be looking at on the screen? Would this be
First
like?
is you can offer affirmations. Like affirmations is a hot thing. Places where folk can go. I use affirmations every morning as a part of my mental health hygiene. And particularly Black affirmations are designed for African Americans. There's tons of YouTube videos and whatnot, but I think having that from a Black perspective would be really, really, really cool.
So would these affirmations be video, or would it just be text?
I mean, the sky's the limit in terms of I haven't fleshed it out in my mind. I'm just thinking in terms of if I were using an app or was going to recommend it, that'd be one of the first things I would want to have available is some sort of, and again, that's just, I don't know, like I said, affirmations, mental health, just like you got my man doing his, the gentleman that you had mentioned earlier, offering classes, offering,
yes.
Yeah, I mean, you got like health and basically health and wellness, yes. Mental health and wellness.
So MelaNation does have departments, and we will be focusing on exactly that. Our culture, our health and wellness, those are different departments that's within the company itself.
Right.
What I would like to do is integrate your idea into what we have going so far. So we want to do affirmations. I'm 110% behind that. We may have to do that through the MelaNews, which will be live every day. We may have to do that through MelaNews, or we can create a text situation where there's a text that comes across on the home screen with the affirmation on it.
Will you have a place where stuff can be curated, where you can list things and folk can go there and have access to them, like, different, so for instance, different topics like affirmations, and then have examples of things that people could go and access and check out or use?
Yeah, we do have that already. You can, it's, similar to how you can have groups on Facebook. Like we can have an affirmation group. Right. But what we would like to do is spread it across the entire app itself. Like MelaNews, users are not creating a group to view MelaNews. Everyone who logs on is going to see MelaNews the moment that they log on.
Right.
And something like affirmations, I think that's something that everyone should see instead of it just being in a particular group that someone would have to log on to.
So, for instance, affirmation of the day, something like that.
Yes,
That
exactly.
would be great, great, great.
We should include that on the front screen, is what I'm saying, instead of it being something that they would have to subscribe to or log on to. But that is a fantastic idea.
And you could also do mental health tip of the day and do it real quick and easy, something like that. And we could talk about something like that later, because that's the sort of thing that I just do all day long.
No, and that's great. I definitely appreciate that idea. The easiest way for us to implement that will be just to do segments during MelaNews. So MelaNews, we're going to do videos and talk to our community every day, where when you log on, the very first thing you'll see is our news broadcast. So let's say you're going to log on and you're going to watch a movie on your television. When you initially log on, you're going to see MelaNews, and we're going to be giving you the information of the day. So the easiest way to do the affirmation where it goes spread all the way around is by adding that segment onto MelaNews, which will cost us absolutely nothing because we already have that in place. So we'll definitely take a note of that. I do have someone in mind for the host for MelaNews, and I'll bring that to his attention as far as mental health and affirmations. So thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
Let me explain one more little fragment of the app, and then we'll move to our MelaNomics segment. We didn't get a lot of the app information out because we were having so many different technical issues, but I am going to explain the leaderboard. There's two separate boards. Is the screen still moving when I do this? Are you able to see that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Great. All right, so we're going to go to the leaderboard again. So there's a collective board. The collective board is for every user of the app. If you are a MelaNation user, you'll be automatically placed on this collective board. Then we have the Prime board. The Prime board is specifically for melanated users who have verified their identity, and we have acknowledged that they are melanated users. They do get certain privileges that you do not have access to on the collective board. This company is called MelaNation, and we want to make sure that the power and the guidance and the direction of the company is in the hands of melanated users only. That being said, what they're able to do on the Prime board is, as they rise through the ranks of the leaderboard, when they get to the top 800 users, they can become assessors. The assessors are volunteers who has the ability to gauge the company and gauge our delegates. Mm-hmm. If you're on the Prime board, you can also run to become a delegate. If you're not on the Prime board, if you're on the collective board, you cannot become an assessor and you cannot become a delegate. So again, the top 800 users on the leaderboard will have the ability to assess the company at large and give our delegates their rating. So that's very important. They help give direction to our company at large. Okay, so we have reached the MelaNomics segment time, and I'm very, very excited. Let me go ahead and stop sharing this here. Okay. We have here today Michael Moss, PhD. I'm very happy that you're here. I feel excited to get to know you a little better. And I think you may be one of the guests that is perfect in alignment with the projects that we're working on. I got a chance to read over the book that you sent over to me, and I actually had the page listed and ready to go. But since we had so many technical difficulties, I no longer have that information here. I'll definitely pull it up, and I know you do have a presentation that you would like to share with our audience as well. But for now, if you can please give us a little bit about your background and how you got into the industry you're in.
Well, I'm a retired university professor, psychology professor, Florida Memorial University. Um, I'm also I pastored a church uh, here in Miami or in Miami, Florida, for up until 2000, the year 2000. I have a master's degree in pastoral counseling. What else? I have 6 children, 3 boys, 3 girls. They're all adults. Um, and it's been a wonderful journey, although it's been interesting going from what I was to what I am right now in terms of consciousness. I appreciate this community. It's very true that your vibe attracts your tribe. I mean, I think that's how we linked up.
Ashe.
Absolutely. And I appreciate that because a lot of times when we come into enlightenment and we take that red pill, so to speak, the communities that nurtured us, for me, particularly the Christian community, um, when you become really, when you really understand it, a lot of folk may think you're an atheist, or think you've
True.
lost your mind.
Hmm.
But nevertheless, my area is mental health for the most part. Um, and that's, I think, what I'm most qualified to address is mental health issues. Although, I love African consciousness, and I'm going to share some things that will, uh, you know, and I think if you read my book, you kind of know where I'm coming from. Or if you looked at it, you have an idea where I'm coming from.
This is true. Can you tell us a little bit about your book?
Yeah, man. Let me see. That's the one on
Think
Black
and
Wealth.
Grow
I think,
Black.
huh?
Think and Grow Black. The blueprint for
Yeah,
regaining
I grabbed that
dimensional black
idea
wealth.
from Napoleon Hill's book Think and Grow Rich. It was one of the first books I read that made me actually want to write books. Are y'all familiar with Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill?
I'm not
Anybody?
familiar with it.
No.
No.
It's like the one of the oldest self-help books. But the point is that wealth is a mindset before it's an asset. You have to have it in your head before you can hold it in your hand. And understanding how we have been miseducated uh, in terms of how we understand ourselves and our relationship to each other has a lot to do with us having to be healed. A lot of us still think the white man's ice is still colder and their sugar is still sweeter and their girls are still cuter. But we know that's not true. But the book basically is about helping us understand and value systems and what wealth is, defining what wealth actually is. Because a part of our miseducation is for us not to even understand what real wealth is. And Dr. Edwin Nichols talks about worldview and value systems. And when you compare our African value system, which is based on relationships, to the European, which is based on objects and materialism. What is value? What is wealth? And as the scripture says, what is the profit of man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? And a lot of our folk, and I think one of our major issues is that we're consumers instead of producers. We've been miseducated to be consumers and we brag about what we bought rather than what we built, what we created. And that has to be cultivated. That appetite has to be developed. We almost have to be resurrected from mental or from being dead in those areas, and that takes it takes time. It may be even generational, and I see movement because I see things changing as the young folks are having more access to information. But that's kind of where I'm coming from. So.
Ashe. Ashe.
Well,
Now,
what you,
go ahead, Ms. Janvier.
yeah. So when you said that, it made me think about, I know when I was younger, people would drive around in these expensive cars and you go to their house and they didn't have any furniture, no food. They had all these nice clothes, but they had nothing in the house.
Yeah.
And that is what is of most value to them. And that's what we have to understand. And now it's easy for me now that I'm enlightened to criticize that. But when you understand it from their perspective, and healing has to be, you have to understand it from the other person's perspective. Otherwise, we're just telling them how wrong they are and what they need to do to get themselves together. That's what they value. Dr. Joy DeGroot talked about post-traumatic slave disorder and that being a part of it, to value that, because that's where you get your points at. That's where you go on social media. That's where you get applause from. Now, it may not be real value, but that's what we think of it as. And people with low self will almost, go for anything if they don't know who they are already.
Right.
Oh, shame.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Miss Lee.
Thank you, finally. I just want to go back to what he was saying. He was saying Dr. Joyce DeGroot. And I think the gentleman that was before him mentioned her. Right, he mentioned her as well. And I have been kind of following her for a number of years, and I was actually looking for a video that we could show to the people at some point in time. But the post-traumatic slave syndrome, yes, that's very important, to listen to what she's saying about that.
Okay.
And that explains our behavior in terms of wealth. Those are the folks who build wealth with, or get them to understand wealth. And we have to understand we're dealing with a traumatized people.
Right.
We're dealing with a people that's had 400 years of trauma, miseducation, and it's in our nervous systems, and it's going to take patience.
Yeah.
And again, we may not see it in our lifetime. Sometimes you have to be, if you look at how progress has happened, most of our game changers didn't see it in their lifetime. They planted seeds that somebody had to pick up and carry on, and we got to understand it. I'm getting to an age now where a lot of things I thought of as a young man, I'm beginning to realize I may not see that. But I want to plant a tree that my great-great-grandchildren can eat the fruit from.
Well, all right.
Mr. Moss, I do understand that you have a presentation that you would like to present to the audience. If you can go ahead and share that.
I got it on my screen. I'm sharing screen. Can you see it?
It's not loaded in yet.
Sometimes you have to drop all the way down and there's a black button that says share after you've done everything else.
Oh, hold on 1 second, because I thought that's what I just did. You don't see it on my screen?
No.
Okay, hold on.
So
how about now?
Yes, sir. Fantastic.
We good?
Yes, indeed. The audience can see your screen.
All right, cool. All right, so Black Wealth Empowerment, that's just sort of what I gave it. I'm going to move on to the next thing here. You talked about, I put the list of the questions you asked me, my origin story. We've already kind of did that. Community, why does it matter? I think connection matters. I think what you're doing is basically facilitating connection so that people can come together. I think that's basically what we're doing here right now. It's creating spaces and places where our folk can come together. I think that was the definition one of the reasons why you came up with the app. How do we identify the melanated community? I think that's a good question. So I'm gonna ask you guys, do folks have to be Black to be a part of this?
No. So there's different levels. We are open to everyone to participate as long as have the same mindset. Okay, if you're for the upliftment of the Black community, you're allowed and welcome, definitely welcome to the app. Or if you're just looking for entertainment in general, we don't expect to see people come on to a melanated app who are, racist or hate Black people. We don't expect that at all. However, we do have protocol and procedures in place. We do have screening processes that prevent people who are against Black people from having control over like the voting or any direction of the company itself. So
Gotcha.
to answer your question again, everyone is welcome. But the power and the structure of the company is going to remain in the hands of melanated people.
All right, FUBU, for us, by us.
Yes, sir.
All right, so number 4, we must be healed first, as within, so without. Emancipate yourselves from mental economic enslavement, for none but ourselves can free our minds or our pocketbooks. But again, we got to know what team we play for. When you look at other communities, they know that. They don't have to tell each other circulate dollars within their own community because they do it automatically as a function of their culture. And a lot of times we're going up against folks that have their culture intact. And we are basically whatever somebody calls us for the most part. That's going to be a challenge. We got to know what team we play for. One of the reasons why Donald Trump is so important, and people don't understand, when you understand value systems, he is a paragon of virtue for the European value system. He scores points for their team.
True.
All right. Materialism and all of that. And so we have to understand that. All right. We have to understand what team we play for. All right. All right. So that is, to me, one of the biggest blocks to the movement. When we integrate it into the burning house, as Martin Luther King said, we thought that would be a place for us. We thought once we, but you can't go set up your shop in their neighborhoods. You can't go put businesses up and then they put them in ours.
Yeah.
But you ain't setting up no shop in no other neighborhood for the most part, unless it's something that's mainline. All right. And so my point is, we have to understand that, and that has to be healed within us. All right. So what makes melanated economics systematic? And I'm going to talk about Dr. Leonard Jeffries talks about systems and how systems work. You get your economy from your ecology. In other words, you have to be able to get wealth out of your environment. That's your economy. Your politics. And here's the very important thing to understand. Politics is for the purpose of protecting your economy. If you don't have any money to protect, you don't understand how to play the politic game, because the number one indicator of a politician's behavior is their donor list. They're all lawyers for hire. And if you don't have them working for you, all right, then, and again, when you don't have money in the game, you are the game being played. Because people don't do what's right because it's right. They do it because they're getting paid. And that's how politics work. And we have to understand that voting. That's why voting hasn't really worked for us. Although it has done some things, it ain't got us really where we really want to be. And in order to go to that next level, I think we have to understand that we have to have our own politicians, to play the politics game. We got to be able to put some money in it. All right. That's just how it works. Let's see next here. Money is energy. Currency moves like current. It flows towards trust, shared purpose, value, and action. All right. If the current, and I think when we understand that has to do with connection. In order for a current to flow, it has to be connected. You can have all the power in the world in your battery, but if it's corroded and if it ain't connected, it won't run the car. Same thing with a business. I think one of the things Minister Louis Farrakhan taught some years ago was that the internet is a game changer, because now we have access. We can access our audience can access us without going through the traditional gatekeepers. That's why this app that you all are doing is so absolutely important. That's a part of that. All right. That's taking it and bringing it to where we have to come to ourselves and coordinate it in a way that represents us. All right. FUBU. Without asking somebody to let us in their platform. Why don't you include us in that? No, we're building our own, and that's what's up.
Ashe.
All right. And it don't have to be like everybody else's, because I would rather own mine that may not look than to be renting somewhere else or begging for space somewhere else, and then they put you out as soon as your money run out. But nevertheless, network is capital. All right. Your net work determines your net worth. That's why I'm glad to be connected with you all. Relationships, relationships, relationships. All right. And culture is the glue. I think what we're developing and what you're mostly developing is a culture. That's one of the things that Dr. Joy DeGruy talked about. We have to move beyond. I mean, it's the same sort of thing we had to move beyond when we ate black food, what we call soul food. All right. All that food that basically is giving you high blood pressure and basically just helping us get closer to the grave. But we had to eat that food back in those days. But now that we know better, we got to do better. Okay. Just because it tastes good don't mean it is good. Same thing has to be with our money. We got to move from being a consumer culture, which we have been deprogrammed and miseducated to be, right, to being a ownership culture and pride ourselves for what we produced than for something we bought. Mm-hmm. Where moth and rust does corrupt, that's, out of style. But again, we have to create spaces and places where we increase the value of those sorts of things, where it leads to direct self-esteem boost, because folk get a much more self-esteem boost for the Jordans that they're wearing or for the bling bling that they're showing off on, whatever. But that has to be changed. Just the same way we got to where we are, other folk can get there too. All right. Talk about worldview. Dr. Edwin Nichols talked about axiology. That's what you value. Epistemology. How do you know what you know? Logic. How do you reason? And then process, how do you move? The main reason I'm sharing this is because there's a big difference between our value system and the European or the MAGA, Trump-driven type, conservative, right-wing value system, okay? And many of us complain about them but had the same value system as they do. You can't value materialism and all the things that go along with it and still complain about. Those are the same folk that turned us into an object, because that's how they are. How do we know what we know? We know spiritually, as within, so without. Mm-hmm. They don't really account for the spirit part. Otherwise, they believe in karma, knowing that what you done did, the other folk will come back around to you. I don't think they really believe that. But nevertheless, that has to be changed, our value system. Because once we move from being consumer driven, and again, our churches, the places where we go and get teaching, in many cases, we are just as material there in terms of what we parade in front of the people and what we value. And our children know. Our children can look at us and tell what we value and what's important. Okay. And so we can't say we are against, the politics of folk, and yet we have the same value system. We buy at the same stores. We watch the same programs. There has to be a difference in our values. You have to reach back and get the value system that we had before we were miseducated, where relationships are more valued. When that happens, I won't sell crack in my community. I won't pimp out my people. I won't just do any and everything to get money. You won't have a situation like Young Miami talking about what was the word she used? Basically bragging about being scammers, because it doesn't matter as long as you get the money. That value system has to change. And when we see our churches being what do you call them?
Predatorial?
No, where money, prosperity, kind of thing, where that is value in terms of what you got. We're all kind of caught up, and that has also to change. And again, our young people see what we're doing. They see what we're doing. That's why these like churches and places that used to have a large audience, those audiences are dwindling, because those folk don't become relevant and put this new wine into new wineskins. You can't keep playing that same old game on people anymore because folks are beginning to wake up. Nevertheless, let me move on. All right. And so moving from, and again, let me go into the African centered values: personhood, community, reciprocity. And these are basically the principles of Ma'at, okay? As opposed to the object, getting it, ownership, counting. It don't count if you can't count it. It don't measure if it can't be weighed, okay? And that is the European, and that is a value system that drives this country and drives this nation. But all of the colonizers are having problems all over the world because everywhere they're beginning to become more conservative. You have more Trump-like folk, fascist type folk, because they're losing their grip and they want their country back away from the immigrants that they done took the resources from. And now those folk coming over there to get the jobs, and now everybody wants their country back. Or they just want it back the way it was before, when the colonists ruled. All right. And that has to shift our value system.
Right. I'm noticing your tattoo on your neck.
Say again?
I'm noticing your tattoo on your neck.
I got it on both sides. It's basically Sankofa.
Yes, sir.
Sankofa.
It sounds like that's what you're speaking towards. Go back and fetch it.
Absolutely, man. That's the name of my ministry. That's the name of my everything. It's the slingshot effect. You're not going back to stay back. All right. You're going back to spring forward.
Ashe.
Okay. And listen, and let me talk about this. We don't go back as if it was perfect, because as great as Egypt was, it failed. I won't say it failed, but it failed. Failed. Things rise, they fall. Garvey's organization, which is probably the greatest organization that organized Black folk ever. The Nation of Islam had it rise and fall. I mean, you can go down the list of all the organizations, the Panthers, down the list. So everything has its season sometime, and that's what I think we want to begin to think about, particularly as I get older. What legacy do I want to leave? What seeds do I want to plant? What role am I playing in this marathon that's taking place? Because I do believe we are going to get to the promised land, all right? But it's going to take some time. And as Dr. Kaba Kamene says, he has some good news. We're going to get to the promised land. The bad news, everybody may not get there. Everybody may not want to take that red pill.
Mm-hmm.
That's everybody what MelaNation is all about.
Hello.
That's what MelaNation is all about. We are galvanizing the people. So, usually when there's something that comes around, there's one person who's leading it. When that person is no longer around, everybody drops the ball. So we have so many people now, we cannot drop that ball. It cannot be dropped.
Ashe.
Group leadership is the African way. In terms of I won't say African, because you have different styles of leadership in all different kinds of cultures. But the best, I think, particularly when you have it in balance with the male and the female, okay? Because many of our organizations were not kind to our females, okay? And so we have to be balanced out. But moving on, let me talk about what I have here. So there's a difference between soul wealth and material wealth. And I think when we define wealth, we need to talk about what is wealth, okay? If it ain't having to do with family, if it ain't having to do with integrity, because you got the Rick Rosses, you got all these folk out here that's waving these flags in front of our people, that's leading our people, especially our young folk, okay? And then you got material wealth. And so I want to make that distinction so that we can constantly be on our guard. All right. So you got ecology, you got economy, you got politics, you got culture. I think the missing link for us is culture. That's what you're beginning to fertilize, make it cool to be with us, to be FUBU, and to not worry as much about that little the white gaze of folk worrying about what they think about us. It's more about what we think about ourselves. All right. Let's see. Let me see what else I got for you here. I think I got one more. All right. We got to stop the bleeding. By that, I mean the money. The principles, I think financial literacy has to be taught. Understanding how credit works and how it don't work absolutely has to be taught. Understanding investment, saving. I think understanding the stock market, understanding how to invest long term has to be taught. People like Boyce Watkins. I learned a lot from Claude Anderson, who was his teacher, Black Labor, White Wealth, where he talks about, and I think Claude Anderson is a great person to check out. And I think if you look at my book, I have a section on him. I think and Boyce as well in my wealth book, Black Wealth book. Just understanding how we got to where we are. That will give folk the incentive to understand why it's so important to understand what team you play for. Why it's important to buy from folk where your child can get a job. To spend your money, to not spend money, but to circulate your money. Because when you spend it, it goes out. But when you circulate it, it comes back.
Ashe. Can I speak on that just for a moment? What I like to bring out is the fact that $1 is not just 100 pennies. The value of $1 depends on what you're talking about. What road are you putting that dollar in? If you're just spending it, right, then you're going to get the value of 100 pennies. That's what you're going to get. However, when it comes to investments, right, you can get your APY, you can get a yield on it where that dollar grows on its own. So the actual underlying value of the dollar is not the initial value of the dollar itself, but how you treat that dollar. Because that dollar could be $2 in the right hands, or it could be, $1.25, or it could just be 80 cents. All depends on the route you send that dollar through.
Oh yes, the quantum dollar. The dollar with unlimited possibility. You know what that is? That's a seed. That's the seed you plant in the ground. That's that money we invest. That's that seed money. Understand? But again, a lot of time when you are, Maslow's hierarchy of needs talks about when you're on that lower level just trying to survive, it's hard to think and develop thrival skills, self-actualization skills until you get beyond. But again, many of us have done that. Many of us have gotten beyond survival. And if we invest and spend our money and save, we can thrive as well, and are doing so. And I think it's important for those of us who can to set that example, make it cool, make that go viral. All right. People do better when they know better.
I say.
And I believe that. And once they see it, they can be it. And we put it in front of them. And because people learn by precept and example.
Right.
That's why I'm so grateful for what you all are doing, bringing us up tech-wise, putting these tools in our hands. Other groups got them,
I say.
And that to me is the definition of culture, and how to fertilize culture.
Well, it's not just
you are saying everything, all aspects of our lives. You're saying it all right now. And as Marjorie was saying, that is what MelaNation is all about. Providing the needs that we need as a culture, as a people, where people will know I can go here and get what I'm looking for.
Yes.
And I'm saying you're just spewing things like others have said, but you're putting it out right now. And I love it. I love it.
And so do I.
This is an idea whose time has come, and we're together on the same frequency.
So I wanted to give a shout out to Claude Anderson. He's a great teacher, and you did bring him up a moment ago. And learning Claude Anderson. Let me mute your mic, Miss Lizzie. Yes, because we get an echo. For some reason, when your mic is live, everyone else has an echo. but you don't have an echo, which is interesting.
That devil is attacking her because they know how highly appointed and anointed she is.
Ashe. But yeah, I wanted to shout out to Claude Anderson. He's the one that created the Powernomics, and he brought forth the information about how the dollar circulated so many times and the different successful communities that we had. And I just really respect and admire Mr. Anderson. And in fact, without the concept of Powernomics, we may not have even thought of calling this segment MelaNomics, right? So
that's cool, man. You add value.
So we want to give credit due.
Also, shout out to Dr. Boyce Watkins as well.
Absolutely. I think they're on the cutting edge of facilitating Black wealth and helping us understand how to sustain it and get it, and also to protect it. And because we've got Black Wall Street, Tulsa, but you can pretty much go to every major city and see similar kinds of situations like that. So we have to understand the game, but I believe that God in us, we're equipped to deal with it. We're built for it. If they haven't destroyed us yet, I think we're going to make it.
All right. I like that. And we have to give a shout out to everybody who had a hand in this. Those who can no longer hear us now because they're not with us, but we are still carrying that torch that they lit.
Absolutely.
Shout out to the ancestors, known and unknown.
All right, so let me give this lastly, and then I'm out of here. We must move from consumers to producers, from isolation to connection, from complaining to construction, from scattered dollars to organized power, and from material success without spirit to soul, wealth, and assets. All right, when we check our values, know our team, circulate our money, protect our economy, build our institutions, which is what you're doing right now. This is institution building. This is nation building. All right. We stop being the game being played and we become the people making the moves. And let me add, as I end, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing said, we can win from the black side of the chessboard. All right. And she strategized, understanding what we were up against, that these people are all about genetic annihilation. They want to keep from, and it's not as humans, but as self-identified white people. They want to hold on to that false identity. And they're going to do everything that they can to hold on to it. And I'm going to be honest with you. At some point, we got to be willing to go to war, because those who want to keep us in the positions that we're in are going to take this app as an act of war, economic war. The same way a drug dealer would get upset if you taking away their crackheads and where they getting their money from. The same reason they killed Jesus when he told them the kingdom of God is in you, and he put the gatekeepers out of business. You don't have to go through anybody to get to God. God is in you. And that's when they decided and realized we got to kill him. We got to get rid of him. Okay. And so we have to understand we're in a war.
Ashe, this is true.
That's it for me.
And I'm going to add, we have to keep bringing up these names that we're talking about, over and over until, it infiltrates our community so we can understand how they fit into the curing of our culture.
I agree.
Especially since they're trying to erase it and get rid of it. Keep us from having access to it. Let me mention some names. Dr. Edwin J. Nichols, I have it up here. Go follow up and look at Sheikh Anta Diop's two-cradle theory. This helps us understand the mentality of these folk that crawled up from under the rock during the Ice Age and came out with this fear-driven need to control everything. All right? Helps us understand how they got that mindset, and why we who evolved near the equator didn't grow up with a sense of need and a need to control other folk, because we had what we needed being close to the equator. But when they got locked into that ice, and those are written, and again, those are black folk who lost all their melanated characteristics up under that ice and came out and identified themselves as white and been wreaking havoc on the world ever since. like a dis-ease.
Right. Yes, indeed.
Because any part of the body that's attacking the rest of the body is a dis-ease.
Mhm.
And it'll kill the whole body. And that's what they're willing to show you. They were willing. Barack Obama was trying to do whatever he was trying to do, and they said, "We don't care, man. We're gonna vote against you. Why? Because you're black." And our interests, our limited self-identity can't tolerate that. And they will fight to the death just to maintain that false identity, even if it means destroying the whole world.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
That's what the Bible means by save yourselves from this untoward generation. This is an untoward generation, untoward righteousness, untoward ma'at, what Ayikwe Arma calls the way in the book 2000 Seasons. They're going the wrong way, the opposite way. And that's another great read for you. He was a Ghana writer from Ghana, Ayikwe Arma, 2000 Seasons, the greatest book I ever read. When I went to Ghana with Marimba Ani and Wade Nobles and some others, Naim Akbar, and that's when she introduced me. It's when I went to Africa, and she introduced me to Ayikwe Arma and 2000 Seasons, and she said it's like the Bible. So go read, go look up 2000 Seasons. It'll blow your mind.
Ashe. Yes, indeed. So let me ask you, your presentation was phenomenal. You brought out a lot of good information and a lot of tools that we can use to uplift ourselves, right? And as far as the psychology behind it, you broke it down to, the 4 different steps of basically information is the way I took it.
Yes, sir.
Right. And it was so detailed that if you just do it step by step, it seems like it'll make you progress very simply. It's easy to digest because you had it so detailed, one section for one purpose. And I thought that was really good. Now, let me ask you, how is it that we bring the community together?
I think you're answering that in your actions and what you're doing right now. You brought me together. We have come together today. That's significant. The fact that we're together and sharing together, you're doing it. It may not be as fast as we may want it to be sometimes. We may not even realize what we're doing sometimes because we're so busy doing it and trying to do it well. But you're doing an excellent job just to be planting a seed, just to even have an idea.
Right.
Just to have a nerve.
Okay.
We're going to have an app. What?
I'm a full agreement.
So just keep doing it, man. You are doing it. And but again, I think what we are doing is going to grow. I think it's an idea that's bigger than us. I think it's ancestor and future children driven. The ancestors want it. Our future children's dream. When I pray in both directions. I call on my ancestors and I pull from the future children. Now, future children, help me help you. Help me create a ripple that's going to ripple all the way out to you. And when you think generationally, when you think legacy, then we make different kinds of moves. You're not so likely to give in to the spur of the moment and not get caught up. I think being stable like we're doing, offering stability like we're doing, giving folk action steps takes away anxiety, because when you have something that you can do, you're not sitting around just worrying all the time. The folk who do the most worrying also do the least working.
Oh.
This is true. Yes, indeed. Now, I do definitely like that. And you're 100% right. We wouldn't be able to even conceptualize this type of program if it wasn't for the people who came before us. They fought for us and gave us the ability to stand on their shoulders so we can even come up with these ideas of galvanizing our community through technology. By any means, without our ancestors, we wouldn't even be able to take those first steps. They were the first steps allowing us to continue to move forward. And I said the same thing on Sonetta about a month ago. The same thing that you said, as far as you reach back, Sankofa, and you galvanize that energy from all your ancestors.
It's like a slingshot.
Yes, indeed. Slingshot. You grab it, bring it back to you, and don't stay in the present. Make sure you reach forward. Like you said, generational. Don't think for yourself. Don't think. I mean, the community starts at the family, but the family goes both directions, future and past, right?
Right.
And yes.
Yes, indeed.
I call it AI, ancestor intelligence, the original AI.
Yes, indeed. I think Kaba Kamene gave us that information too. Kaba Kamene was on a couple of months ago, and yeah, he's a great teacher.
Let me tell you something, man. I think Kaba is probably my, between him and Professor James Smalls, and Leonard Jeffries, and his beautiful wife, Rosalind Jeffries. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Leonard and Ros Jeffries. Please go check them out. But yeah, man, Kaba, oh my God. Kaba is like wow. I've learned so much from him.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been in contact with Kaba and James Smalls. James Smalls is actually one of the first elders that supported MelaNation, and he's in our chats, and he's definitely looking forward and giving us the positive endorsements. So yes.
By the way, let me put a plug. I wrote a book, Sankofa Compendium, where I put in about 50 of I call them Sankofa rules. I combine the word Sankofa with guru, and the Sankofa rules are those great people like Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben, and many others, Tony Browder, many others. So Sankofa Compendium, if you get a chance, go check that out.
Ashe, most definitely. Sankofa Compendium. Okay.
It's like the Bible of consciousness.
Let's see. Oh, okay, that was you. Let me go ahead and move to our next question here. So as the counselor and the other positions that you've had assisting the community, what have you learned about the community?
Oh man, there's no easy answer there. As within, so without. I think taking care of ourselves. As I watched my elders, as I watched the Cobbles and the Professor Smalls and how their lives have unfolded, and the examples that they have set. As I said, you become a bit more realistic about what you actually can do in your lifetime, and begin to think more legacy. What I have learned is that it's generational. May not happen in your lifetime, and be willing to understand you're in a marathon and not to get caught up with what might be happening in the moment, and stay anchored, and realize that we're lights in a very dark time. And I believe our time here right now is so absolutely necessary. And you are important, all of y'all. Y'all are so important. Take care of yourselves. Practice mental and spiritual hygiene. Have a way of, ministering to your mind on the daily, because we need you. And we have to take care of ourselves.
Yeah. Yes, and that's my philosophy is I love me some me, and I'll make sure that I'm taken care of physically, mentally, and spiritually, and got to eat the best that I can, rest, drink a lot of water, stay hydrated, and make sure that I have a close and personal relationship with God.
And I would add, and here's my add of value, is that the God in you, that is to me, and not an outside entity. The kingdom of God is within us. I'm a believer that we don't need religion organized as it's been presented. It needs us. Certainly, we need spiritual practice. I certainly was nurtured by the Christian community and spent a lot of time in the Nation of Islam. I was very, very involved on a lot of different levels. At the same time, I really believe in the God in us, because we can't do the work if we don't know we got the juice. We become passive and wait on something to happen. I believe the word educate means to bring it from within, that we were born like seeds with everything we'll ever need, that it has to be educed. And that, I think, to me, what kept me going and what keeps me going through adversity is knowing that it's bigger than me, that it's really not even about me. And when you tap into your ancestors and when you tap in to your future children and their legacy, you get a power because you become more of a channel, right? And you won't take it personal as much, right? Because you realize they ain't really attacking you. They're attacking a movement that's bigger than all of us, whose time has come. And if you don't get out the way, you're just going to get ran over. Because the time, and some folk we may have to leave behind.
Everybody don't get a ticket.
They're not going to pass through that. You know how you going through the airport and they had that detector, you be trying to cancel stuff and you go through there and then it goes off and you go back and take it out and then it go back again. We got to strip some stuff off before we can get through.
Yes, sir.
Because that's how they keep that hook in us. Once we understand that God is in us, that we were not born damned, born in sin, and going to hell if we don't buy into their organized religion. Once you get out of that game, you get free.
One of our guests brought that up. He said that he was in so many different religions, and each one of those religions kept taking him back to the Bible. So he thought he should be in a religion that was about the Bible. And then listening to him, it made me think, wow, if all those different religions went to the Bible and he decided to go to the Bible, now we know that the pyramids were there before the Bible. So what does that say? A lot of things are in the Bible from the pyramids.
The Bible came from Ma'at. Go look at the 42 confessions of Ma'at and look at the I shall not, I shall not, and then go compare it to what they took and turned into thou shalt not, which is a control mechanism. See,
I have not killed. I have not stolen.
That's an identification with the principle. When you go thou shalt not, it becomes a control mechanism for telling what somebody else needs to do. And so my point is this: you have it. One of the things James Smalls teaches, that all European religions have their origins and are derived from African spiritual systems. All their ingredients were made up from what already existed. And so we don't have to convert to anything. You just have to be what you already are. You don't have to get saved because you wasn't damned in the first place.
Right. But doesn't that say something that everything came from Africa? People originated there. Everything came from there.
Tony Browder says 300,000 years ago, the only thing on this planet was black people. Period.
Yeah,
think about that. I mean, just get that in your head.
There was 5 original.
Nothing but black. And everything that came from the Nile Valley civilization grew from our seed. Now the European mutated up in that northern cradle and came out and self-identified as white, but other than that,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The oldest bones found are African bones.
Well, again, and once we understand that and begin to value that, all right, and identify with that, and take the shame out of that game, all right, then it becomes easier. In fact, you don't even have to tell me to buy black. I'll do it automatically. It's like the difference between law and love. When I'm in love, you ain't got to tell me to do it. I'm going to do it anyway.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Well, we got to fall in love with the mirror. If you don't see God in the mirror, you're an atheist for all intents and purposes. You are God having a human experience. And if you don't see God in you, then you are locating God outside of you, which makes you a victim of manipulation.
Yes, sir. So let me ask you another question about, because we have similar philosophy. We have exact same philosophy. How about your motto? What
Oh, I
motto
got
do
it
you
right
live
here.
by?
As above, so below.
Ashe.
As within, so without. As you give, so you get. This is
Reciprocity.
a so as world. Okay. As you do this, so you get that. The energy that you put out, that's the energy that you get back. That's reciprocity.
Ashe.
You don't really have to improve on them 7 principles of Maafa. They are comprehensive. That's how you turn chaos into purpose.
Ashe. So how do you define success?
Oh man. Oh wow. Long term, generationally. How do a people who have gone through the Maafa? It can't be individual. It
Right.
can't be what I made in my lifetime.
True.
I can't be successful until my people are successful.
Ashe.
I can't. Hallelujah.
That's it.
Oh man. I can't be successful until we are successful. Ubuntu.
Ashe.
I am because you are, and
You are.
because you are, I am. Your success
Mm-hmm.
is my success. Success is a we thing. And
All
so
right.
it's always in process. It's always with a comma and not a period. I think that's very important. You never reach success. You're always striving to improve, going from higher heights and deeper depth. See, success is as if there's a period. Oh, I am success. No, 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 no. I'm gonna define it for you. Success is the worthy pursuit of a goal. You successful just as when you start the goal, you successful.
Ashe.
Success is the process, not the goal.
That's beautiful. I like that. I think that may be the first time. Go ahead.
Did you say success is a comma and not a period?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. In other words,
You constantly moving from better to better.
Mm-hmm.
There is no better with a period. There's better because we move from higher heights, deeper depths. Because each generation takes it higher, and each generation takes it higher, and then they take it higher, and they standing on our shoulders, and we building a great, you know. Yes, and I think that's the part of our value system, and that's the whole thing about value system. Our value system says success has to do with my relationships, not with things that I've accumulated, not with material things. So success for us with our value system has to be with our connections, knowing that I've loved, knowing that I've served, knowing that I've helped somebody, knowing that I've made somebody's life better. That's more than money to me.
It is. And you do what you have to do.
But I could take that spirit with me.
So you do what you have to do no matter what nobody else is thinking or saying about you. You just do what it is you need to do and don't care about what everybody is saying.
Well, you have to arrive at that place because I don't think we're born there. We have to get to a place where we make that determination that I'm not going to seek outside validation, because as children and as immature people, we all want attention. We all want validation. But once you get to the point where you realize, I think that's what being an adult, you become self-affirmed, self-validated, but again, that has to be, and actually, I guess maybe there are some folk that's born that way, but for me, you have it's a journey.
Ashe. You know what?
I haven't always known what I know.
That your statement, that's one of the hardest statements I've heard, on this show, on this channel, as far as success. That was definitely the best answer.
Yeah.
And like Miss Lizzie highlighted, success is a comma, not a period. That's the best way to even express that that expression. Les Brown has a way of saying it as well. Les Brown.
Absolutely, I met Les Brown, man. I met him, man.
Yeah. He's a great guy. He says, fail your way to success. That's one of his things. You fail your way to success. And then the other thing that I held on to from him was the reason people fail is not because they don't hit their goals. They fail because their goals was too low. Right? So, your sentiment is exactly the same thing as that, said in a different format. But I think that might have been the hardest thing I've heard on this channel so far. Success is a comma, not a period.
You keep going, man. And again, it's just it's the worthy pursuit of an honorable goal. If you are pursuing your goal worthily, you are successful because you've already done it in your mind. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of
Evidence of
things not
things
seen.
not
You got to
seen.
see it before you see it in order to see it. And you see it in your imagination. We have unlimited quantum ability in our imagination. And if you can see it, you can actually be it.
Ashe.
We're going to have some great snippets of this.
Right.
So, do you have any projects for the community?
What's-
What projects are you currently working on?
Oh man, let's see. Well, I basically I shouldn't downgrade myself, but I'm a writer and I'm a musician. Uh, uh, I write my books. I post on my Facebook page. If you get a chance, check out my Facebook page. That's where I'm throwing down at every day almost. And that's my basic. That's my church. That's my platform. Uh, People can contact me through my Facebook page, Michael Moss. My email is michaelmossm@aol.com. Michael MichaelMossm@aol.com. And I look forward to working with you all and being on call for you. Anything that I can do to work with you and to aid and abet what you're doing. Consider me a part of consulting team. I love what you're doing, particularly in the mental health area. I think that idea of just putting an affirmation and even just a little quick quote or something goes a long ways to encouraging our people. And I think encouraging are motivating and encouraging.
Well, we got to make sure that you come back and talk to us again.
Hey, as I said, put me on the team. I love what you're doing. I would love to just be a part of whatever it is to whatever degree. And I certainly want to support it and promote it as well. Anything FUBU, I'm down with because we wearing the same jersey. We play for the same team.
Ashe.
Right.
So, so the last thing that we ask our guest speaker before we end our live is to speak to the audience. Tell them what's on your mind, any advice you may have for them.
Well, let's do this. If y'all don't mind, let's do a quick breathing exercise real quick.
Ashe.
I want you to breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, and then breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The exhale longer than the inhale allows you to breathe yourself down to an alpha level where you get more mental clarity. You just sort of amp yourself down and you make better decisions, less susceptible to anxiety and to that fight, flight, or freeze syndrome. Understand that your breath and your mind is connected. When you slow your breathing down, you slow your brain waves down. So just taking a breath pause for your cause, it's just wonderful. I do it all day. Another thing I want to suggest you do is mirror work. Every time you look in the mirror, say, I love you, I appreciate you no matter what. But let's do this quick breathing exercise. So breathe in. Hold it. Now let it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make sure nothing is crossed. Get that quick out your neck. Loosen it up. Pull it in from the belly. Hold it. Now let it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to do one more. Pull it in. Hold it. Tense it. Now release it out. Come on. Smile. All right, that takes the edge off. If you got to go speak, if you're on a date, if you just need to amp yourself down a bit, use that. That is a game changer. Also, mirror work. Every chance you get, look yourself right in the eye and say, Michael, I love you and I appreciate you no matter what. Everybody, come on, do it. Put your hand on your forehead and call your name out and say your name. Michael, I love you and I appreciate you no matter what. Y'all with me?
Ashe.
Marjorie,
I love you. I appreciate you, and I'm with you every day. Ashe.
All right. And these are mental health practices now. And again, remember the first 30 to 60 minutes of the day is the rudder or the steering wheel of the day. It determines how the rest of your day is going to go. So when you first get up in the even if it's just the first 15 minutes, okay, before you grab your phone, all right, please, before you grab your phone, do your affirmations. Find something to be grateful for. Do some breathing exercises. Realize that this is the day that God has made, and you will rejoice and be glad in it. You choose the day before it chooses you. And I
okay.
guarantee you, you can determine the direction of your day by how you begin it every morning with that intention. Okay. And so every morning, look yourself right in the eye. I love you. I appreciate you no matter what. Before you grab your phone, what I usually do is put my affirmations on, just let them play for about 15 minutes as I'm coming out of sleep. That's when the subconscious mind is most susceptible to reprogramming. So use that time wisely. Do not grab your phone. Do not jump into the rat race for that first 30 minutes. That is what I call mental hygiene. That's how you take care of yourself, recharge your battery, and hit that mental reset button. And the other thing is forgiveness. Forgiveness sets you free. Holding grudges, even against yourself about what you should have, could have did. You did the best you could with the knowledge, understanding, and awareness that you have at the time. Now that you know better, you will do better. That's all God demands. All right. Do better now that you know better. Don't beat yourself up for what you did when the light was out. When the light is out, you bump into things. But when the light comes on, now that you can see, well, don't beat yourself up for what you did when you didn't see as well. Now that you know better, you can do better and apply that to other people as well. Hurt people hurt people. Abuse people. Frustrated people frustrate people. Depressed people depress people. And a lot of times we call it venting when you just coughing your negative vibrational germs onto people who may not have the same ability to resist that stuff as you do. And so watch how you talk and share with folk. Everybody don't need to know the shiggity that you're going through.
Right.
You don't share the stuff you do in the bathroom. So why are you sharing the shiggity that goes with your life and needing that validated? No. Have a way of healing yourself, self-cleansing yourself, so you won't take it out on your friends and loved ones, calling it venting. Mystery loves company and validation. And folk get mad at you when you don't validate or join them at that pain body level. So be delivered from that. Put the work in. Take care of yourself. That's it.
Yes, sir. You know, what I like about what you said is you gave us not just examples, but actionable resources on things that we can affect in our daily lives. Everyone who's watching this has the ability to perform everything that you just said.
Right.
And I know for a fact that these items work because everything starts in the mind.
Yes, sir.
And if you're strengthening the mind, there's some things that you cannot affect outside of you. However, when it comes into you, you can, the way you, how's the word? The way that you receive that action and the way that you respond to that action will be based on how you've strengthened your mind. So,
as opposed to react.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And the big difference between reacting and responding.
Right.
Responding is pre-planned. It's what you've already rehearsed. But when you haven't done it, and again, it's grounding. You got to be grounded with these practices every day. Otherwise, your resistance will get low, just like when you catch a cold, when you are your mood, taking care of yourself, getting enough sleep, monitoring your mood, MOOD, that determines your moves, MOVE. And when you're in a bad mood, you make bad moves. Okay. And
That's
so
right.
monitoring that, know yourself, be honest with yourself, and practice forgiveness. Forgiveness is the beginning of all healing in all relationships. It allows you to hit the reset button, because I don't care how good you are. If you can't maintain a relationship, how good are you? I don't care what you know. If don't nobody want to be around you, what good is it?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Ashe, Ashe.
And I've known some real nice, conscious people who I don't want to be around.
Well, this has been a great,
Because they're
great.
not happy. A lot of times
Yeah,
they're bitter, resentful, and it's bad all the time.
this has been a great session. We've reached the end of our session here. That being said, Miss Janvier, can you please do your closeout here?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you so much for being here, being our guest speaker. I mean, I think this was so wonderful. I'm so happy as a part of this conversation. And I hope you come back soon. Don't wait too long to come back. Come back soon.
I'm gonna do the Al Green. Call me when you need me. Call me. Just reach for me, baby. Call.
We're gonna call you. And we're just so I am just so happy, and it seems like it is all of our sentiments with you. And when you were talking, it's like, boy, I like to hear this every morning. You know, the way you were just ending up right there. That's something that people need to hear every day. Do you do something like that? I'm supposed to be doing my clothes, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Well, maybe not like this, but you know what? Thank you for giving me some suggestions about something I can begin to do. But again, I'm on my Facebook page. I'm always putting out inspirational things, self-help things about eating right, and all that sort of stuff. So my Facebook page is really where I'm throwing down at for the most part right now.
Okay. But I want to thank everybody that was here and stayed and watched, and you guys got full off this meal, because it was a wonderful meal. It's like a feast. So I'm Marjorie MJ Janvier. Don't forget the MJ. I'm a comedian. I'm a host. I'm an author. And I want to see you guys back here again so that you can grow with us and you can tell others to come and grow with us.
Ashe,
Thanks for
Ashe,
watching.
Ashe. Miss Lizzie Woody.
Okay. Hey. I would like to thank you so very much for this very enlightening conversation. And as I said before, many things that you stated, people are saying them, but if people are not hearing them, that beats the purpose, in other words.
Yes, ma'am.
For our audience out there, if you are watching, share this with your audience, because this was a great conversation that we all need to hear. And if you want to connect with us, go to MelaNation App Facebook page. My Facebook page is Lizzie Woody. A lot of what we're doing, we're sharing it every day. Share it with your audience so that we can get people to see what we're trying to do at MelaNation App, and come along and join us, because you can be a part of the build that we are trying to do, and we need you to do that. So that's about it for me. This was a wonderful interview. And I feel that you're going to be hearing more from Mr. Moss. Maybe sooner than you think.
I hope sooner.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Hey.
As Les Brown says, it's my plump, pleasing pleasure to serve you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'd also like to continue those same sentiments. This has been an enlightening conversation. We definitely want to have you back on again. And to the audience, I want to say thank you for watching. See you again Wednesday. We're here every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. In the meantime, in between time, like they said, you can find us all on Facebook under MelaNation App. You can also reach out to us on our webpage, which is melanation.co. And just a reminder, we are being very proactive. We're being very proactive right now. The app is not due to launch for over a year, but we're dotting our I's and we're crossing our T's and we're getting prepared for that launch today. It's never too soon to start getting the word out. But as we get closer, we're going to start switching gears and we're going to continue to progress. Does anyone have any final words before we end our session here? That being said, I'd like to say peace, peace, peace to the family. Until next time.